might think your dog crawls into bed just to feel close to you, but the truth is, they're not cuddling you, they're protecting you. Every night, when your dog presses against your leg, faces the door, and lets out that quiet sigh, they're not just getting comfortable, they're taking watch. Long before dogs had names or collars, sleeping this way was survival, one ear always listening, one eye half-open body between danger and the pack. And tonight, that pack is you. Over the next few minutes, we'll uncover 7 real reasons your dog insists on sharing your bed, and a few of them have nothing to do with love at all, but everything to do with instinct, memory, and trust. But before we dive into the science, think back for a second. The first night your dog, maybe scared, maybe rescued, finally climbed into your bed and stayed. You thought it was affection. It was protection. And that quiet decision made in the dark changed how they see you forever. So, let's start where it all began, with the oldest reason of all protection. You've seen it 100 times. Your dog curls up beside you, head pointed toward the door body, pressed close enough that you can feel their breath on your arm. Most people think it's just a sleeping habit, but it isn't. It's strategy. Deep in your dog's DNA, long before leashes, squeaky toys, or memory foam beds, safety came from sleeping close to the pack. That's where survival began, ears twitching, muscles ready, one heartbeat tuned to another. When your dog chooses to sleep against you, they're making a statement older than words, "I've got you." It's not submission. It's sentry duty. And the door. That's not random. Facing the door means they're between you and anything that could hurt you. They don't just want to be near you. They want to stand guard for you. Science backs this up. A 2022 study on canine attachment found that dogs sleep more deeply when they're near someone they trust, but they also remain more alert to sudden sounds. It's a balance between safety and readiness. Your dog isn't just relaxed, they're calculatedly relaxed. Even in their dreams, a part of them is awake waiting for your next move. And if you've ever wondered why they sigh before drifting off, that's not boredom. That's release. It's the moment they decide the night is safe, because you're there. But what happens when you're not home? Where do they go then? The answer will surprise you, because it's not just the warmth they miss. It's something invisible, something that smells like you. Reason 2. Scent and territory instinct. When you're not home, have you ever noticed where your dog sleeps? Maybe it's your side of the bed, your old sweater, or that pile of laundry you meant to fold 3 days ago. That's not random. That's scent, the invisible map of you. To your dog, smell is everything. It's comfort. It's safety. It's identity. Your scent tells them who you are, where you've been, and when you'll come back. Dogs live in a world painted with smells, not sights. Every fiber of your blanket carries a signature note only they can read. When your dog buries their nose into your pillow or curls up in your spot, the moment you leave, they're not disobeying you. They're surrounding themselves with home. You're their scent territory, their safe zone. There's fascinating science behind this too. A team of researchers once offered dogs 2 identical sleeping pads, one that smelled like their owner and one that didn't. Almost every dog chose the one carrying their human scent, even if the other was warmer or softer. That's not comfort-seeking. That's loyalty translated through chemistry. Your scent actually slows their heartbeat, lowers cortisol, and helps them drift into deeper sleep. For rescue dogs, this instinct can be even stronger. Scent means permanence, something they've lost before and never want to lose again. That's why, even after you leave, they'll wait on your bed nose in your blanket, guarding the air that smells like you. But here's something most people don't realize when they sleep beside you. Night after night, your scents begin to merge. Over time, you start to smell like them, and they start to smell like you. That shared scent tells their ancient brain one thing: we belong together. And yet, there's more to this story than chemistry. Because scent may bring comfort, but what your dog truly seeks beside you each night is something even deeper, the kind of trust no scent can replace. Reason 3. Emotional trust and bonding. When your dog climbs into bed with you, it's not just warmth they're chasing or scent they're drawn to. It's something far more fragile: trust. Think about it. In the wild, to sleep beside another creature meant surrendering every defense. You don't sleep next to someone you don't trust to keep you alive. And yet every night your dog curls against you and lets their guard down completely. That's not routine. That's devotion written in silence. There's science behind this kind of trust. Researchers studying human-dog bonding found that when dogs rest near people, they love. Both release oxytocin, the same hormone that connects mothers to their babies. It's the chemistry of belonging. It's why they sigh when you pet them, and why their heartbeat syncs with yours after a long day. Their brain literally tells them, "You're safe now. This is your person." But here's where it gets even more beautiful and a little heartbreaking. For rescue dogs, or those who have been abandoned, that first night they decide to sleep beside you is a milestone. It's the moment fear gives way to trust. You don't earn that with treats or training. You earn it with patience, quiet, and time. And maybe that's why, when you've had a hard day, they seem to know before you speak. They sense the drop in your tone, the way you sit heavier on the edge of the bed. They move closer without a sound, just breathing with you. That's not coincidence. That's empathy, their kind of love language. But this bond isn't just emotional. It's biological. When they press close, their body heat regulates yours, and your heartbeat steadies theirs. Two species wired differently, finding rhythm together in the dark. Still trust can do more than bring peace. It can actually heal. And what happens when that warmth becomes medicine for both of you is something science only recently began to understand. Reason 4. Warmth and healing. You've probably noticed it. No matter the season, your dog always finds the warmest spot in the room. Sometimes it's by the heater. Sometimes under the blanket you just used. But most often, it's right next to you. That isn't just comfort seeking. That's biology in motion. Dogs naturally run hotter than we do, around 101 to 102.5 degrees. But warmth to them isn't only about temperature, it's about regulation, safety, and connection. When your body heat touches theirs, something remarkable happens. Both of your systems start to calm down. In 2018, researchers at Johns Hopkins found that close physical contact, like cuddling with a dog, lowers cortisol, the hormone responsible for stress, and increases oxytocin, the hormone of trust and relaxation. That effect isn't one way. It flows both directions. When your dog snuggles against you, they feel safe. And whether you realize it or not, your body responds too. Your breathing slows, your muscles loosen, your heart rate softens into sync with theirs. It's not magic. It's mutual regulation. Two living hearts quietly repairing each other after a long day. For anxious dogs, or those with a history of trauma, this warmth can be deeply therapeutic. It's not just about keeping warm. It's about being allowed to relax. Some dogs spend weeks, even months, before daring to stay close. And then one night, they finally do. They press their chest to yours, let out a tiny sigh, and sleep like they've never slept before. That's not comfort. That's healing. But warmth has another layer, one you might not expect. It's not just their body heat that soothes them. It's your presence, your rhythm, your energy. Even your heartbeat becomes a lullaby they memorize. And that rhythm, the sound of you, carries something else, something that lingers long after you leave the room. Reason 5. Separation and time deficit. Have you ever noticed how your dog seems to cling a little closer on nights when you've been gone all day? Maybe you worked late, ran errands, or just had a busy day. And by the time you crawl into bed, they're already there, waiting, pressed tight against your side. That's not a coincidence. That's compensation. Dogs don't understand your schedule. They understand absence. Every hour you're gone stretches differently for them, longer, quieter, emptier. So when you finally come home, their way of closing that distance isn't words, or gifts, or apology. It's presence. Sleeping beside you is their way of saying, "You're back. I can rest now." There's a bittersweet truth here. Dogs measure time and emotion, not minutes. To them, your scent fading in the house is the slow unraveling of safety. A study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that dogs left alone for long periods show elevated stress markers and restlessness, but that same anxiety drops dramatically once they're reunited with their human. The bed then becomes more than just a sleeping space. It's their reunion point, a place where the separation ends, where loneliness finally exhales. And that's why, even after you've fallen asleep, they stay pressed close. To you, it's comfort. To them, it's closure. Every breath you take reminds them that the day's waiting is over. For older dogs, this habit becomes sacred, a ritual of belonging that soothes both heart and memory. But there's another reason they crave that nearness, one that goes beyond missing you. It's tied to something deeper, something rooted in their fear of the dark, and their instinct to find security when the world goes quiet. What happens when night falls and you're their only source of safety? The answer lies in the shadows, and it's more primal than you think. Reason 6. Security in vulnerability. When the lights go out and the house falls silent, that's when your dog's instincts wake up. Every creak of the floor, every gust of wind brushing the window, they hear it all. To you, it's just nighttime. To them, it's the world turning unpredictable again. In the dark, they're reminded of what they once were, animals that survived by staying close, guarding the ones they trusted most. So when your dog curls up against you at night, it isn't fear you're feeling beside you, it's vigilance disguised as peace. Dogs are naturally vulnerable in their sleep. Their senses, especially sight, fade in low light, so their survival depends on proximity, on knowing that someone is near. You've become that someone. To them, you're the noise filter, the alarm system, the heartbeat that promises everything's okay. A 2019 behavioral study on canine stress found that physical closeness with an owner significantly reduced anxiety responses during unfamiliar or loud nighttime environments. In other words, your presence is their calm. But this sense of security goes both ways. Ever wonder why your sleep feels deeper, more peaceful when they're at your feet or beside your pillow? It's because your brain reads their steady breathing as a rhythm of safety, the same way we once slept soundly near a campfire or a loved one. Two species, different fears, one shared silence. And here's the part that surprises most people: the more secure they feel beside you, the stronger the bond becomes. Over time, that nighttime closeness reshapes their loyalty. It turns instinct into identity. You stop being just their person. You become their pack. But that bond isn't static. It grows, deepens, and starts to define who they are and who you are to them. Because when a dog chooses you night after night, it's no longer just about safety. It's about love, belonging, and something that lives in both hearts at once. Reason 7. The human-dog bond effect. There's a moment every dog owner recognizes, that quiet second When your dog looks at you before settling down beside you as if to check, "Are we okay? Are you here?" That look isn't random. It's communication in its purest form, built on something far deeper than habit. It's the bond, the invisible thread that ties two species together across thousands of years. When your dog sleeps next to you, they're not just sharing space. They're confirming that bond still exists, that the story between you is still being written. Modern research has a name for this connection. Scientists call it cross-species attachment, a phenomenon that mirrors the emotional link between a child and a caregiver. In one study from the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna, dogs showed similar brain activity to humans when exposed to their owner's voice, the same patterns linked to affection and recognition. In simpler terms, your voice, your smell, your presence, even your breathing, all of it lights up the comfort centers in their brain. You are quite literally their safe place. But this isn't a one-way street. Sleeping together triggers the same responses in you. It's why so many people say their sleep feels deeper, calmer when their dog is nearby. That steady heartbeat, that gentle shift under the blanket, it taps into something ancient inside us too. We evolved alongside them, depending on their alertness, their warmth, their loyalty. That coevolution never went away. It just moved from caves to bedrooms. And maybe that's the quiet miracle of it all, that after thousands of years, dogs still choose us. Night after night, they curl beside the same species that once shared their fire, and now shares their bed. They don't do it for comfort alone. They do it because in their eyes, we're family. So now you know when your dog curls beside you at night, it isn't just about softness or warmth. It's instinct, it's trust, it's biology, and yes, it's love. Every sigh, every quiet shuffle closer, every moment they press their back against yours, it's their way of saying, "This is where I belong. This is where I'm safe." Think back to that first night they dared to stay. Maybe they were nervous. Maybe you were too. But that moment, that tiny leap of faith, changed something in both of you. From that night on, you weren't just their owner. You became their person, their family, their home. And if you've ever woken in the middle of the night to find them still there, breathing in sync with you, know this, that isn't an accident. That's a promise. A silent one whispered through heartbeats. I've got you. Always. Dogs don't fake love. They don't perform loyalty. They live it night after night, one heartbeat at a time. And maybe that's why their presence feels so peaceful, because deep down they remind us of what love looks like when it's honest, unspoken, and pure. If this story helped you see your dog a little differently, stay with us. There's so much more to uncover, the secrets hidden in the way they sleep, the emotions behind every tail wag, every sigh, every glance. Subscribe to the channel, join our community of people who love and truly understand their dogs, and let's keep discovering the beautiful science behind their hearts. Because every night while you sleep, your dog is telling a story, and it's one you were always meant to hear.